All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to your IQ across the four corners of the earth that are pushing his knowledge and truth and his sincerity. This is Brother Barzar from the GMS Arizona camp. And I got a quick lesson I want to go into, man, exposing these false prophets and these scoffers. These bug outs, these cast outs, that, get separated from the body, primarily of GMS. And then they harbor all this bitterness and this hatred towards the camp and its leaders. And then they stuck in this perpetual cycle of converting their entire ministry towards tearing us down. Because we got our old camp leader, our ex-camp leader, who was removed from the body for wickedness that he was doing and his pride. Because even now to today, he claims to be the elect, the chosen, the ones that Yahweh Shai is dealing with, and everybody else wicked. Even into this day, he never repented for the things that he did to Akim when he was in the camp. But instead, he's holding grudges, which goes against the scriptures. But, from time to time, I check out his channel. They hear the bullshit that he talking about, and as of recent, the other, fallouts that he gathered to himself, where it was, all those that had the same demons of bitterness and holding grudges on them from being cast out of camps, they all clicked up. Like we've seen this many times before. We saw with ITR, we saw with, I believe that camp out there in Baltimore was Watchmen for Israel. It was the other camp. I believe that's the name of that camp. But we saw it from many men, that fall out, and then all their whole doctrine is about tearing down GMS. Now we see the same thing with these men, and the pride and the demons that jump on these men make them believe that it's different this time. But now all those that he gathered together, to try to come up with their own new doctrine, remix the doctrine, which we had the truth. We already pushing the truth. But they go and remix the doctrine, and all those men now, that camp has been separated. Now the Lord has separated those men that came together, and now they fighting amongst themselves. All right. So this is Matthew's, the 7th chapter. And I'm gonna start at verse 24. It says, "Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock." And it's all about having that solid foundation. When you go against the things that you learn through the spirit that woke you up to the truth. Because what the scriptures say, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. And you start throwing away the things that you were taught, then that means you're going to bring in leaven. Which means you're no longer on a solid foundation. Your foundation is compromised. You see, verse 25, it says, "And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon sand." And that's ultimately what these men did. Harmawan, Mountain of Amath, 144. if you want to look up, that channel and hear the bullshit that this man spews out of his mouth, it's all about the new covenant. This man says that we've been in the new covenant for 2,000 years, which he's going off. This man is waxing worse and worse. But now the men that he was going on the highways and byways, which they don't do that anymore. They didn't throw out the whole New Testament. Went under the new covenant since Yahweh Shai passed away and gave up the ghost on the cross. This is what these men push, and saying that we're all going off, saying that we're waiting on new bodies. So this man, he's likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. It says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it, this is ultimately what's happening to this man's house, right? You go to the book of Acts 5, go straight to the point, and call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because this is, this counsel is not of the Most High. This is not of the shit that he's pushing, okay, and all of the scoffing against the apostles. This isn't a doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is his own doctrine. This dude went into the lab and remixed everything that he learned and came up with this. And then now this is his argument. This is his way to continue to separate himself from the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. This is Acts 5 and 31. It says, let me see. I'm going to start at verse 34. It says, then stood, and this, these wicked scribes and Pharisees, man, wanted to put hands on the apostles, man, because the doctrine that they were pushing, which they were pushing Yahweh Shai, was cutting them. All right. And then it made them angry. All right. And then it says, Acts 5 and 34 says, then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law, had in reputation among all the people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space, and said unto them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what you intend to do as touching these men, because they wanted to put hands on the apostles. They had already thrown them in jail, but Yahweh Shai had delivered them from that situation. Okay. This is verse 36. It says, for before these days rose up Theudas, boasting himself to be somebody, and this is the same thing Harmawan does. The Lord is only dealing with a few, and that's you, nigga. After everything that you've done that you haven't repented for, and then all of the shit that you talk, every video, all you do is talk shit about the men that are doing the work in sincerity. It says, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who was slain. And all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. That's what's happening with this man right now, and them flunkies that he done gathered to himself, man. That got together with him, and fell for the that doctrine of devils that this man is pushing, man. Talking about we in the new covenant, man. These are lost souls that this man had joined under him, and ultimately they wicked. The Lord don't want these men, and that's why they'll go and get with somebody like Harmawan. They have absolutely no spiritual discernment. This is verse 37 says, after this man rose up Judas of Galilee in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed. So when you're talking about coming up against the apostles and elders, okay, now if they are men of the Lord, which we believe they are, they've shown it through their diligence, through their works, okay, through their fruit. Look at all of the camps all over the world. Then you talking shit. You got a whole doctrine talking shit against the Lord's men. So guess what? You're gonna perish, man. Just the same way those that rose up against the men of the Lord in the past, just like these men that they mentioned, Judas of Galilee, you see, through this, all right. All these men, them and their counsels were brought to naught. Verse 38, it says, "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it." And that's why we're gonna continue to push, man. And you hate it. This man hates it, man. Deep down inside, he hates it. And his whole doctrine is to try to get people to follow and leave the camps the same way he did, because just like they say in the world, bitterness loves company. And this bitter ass nigga is looking for people to keep him company in his misery. You see? Because all he could have, if the spirit was on him, he could have just repented. But instead, he want to go to war with the Lord's men, and that's only going to lead to his own destruction and anybody that follows him. You see? And that's what those men that were with him, they starting to see that this was a wicked ass nigga. And they wicked too. Because even though they, Harmon and that other nigga that was with him, they separated, and now they going back and forth, making videos, talking shit about each other. They separated from each other. Then this nigga is still talking shit about the camps. This other, underling, this flunky that was dealing with Harmon. You see? It says, but if it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it, lest happily he be found even to fight against the Most High, man. And that's ultimately what these men are doing, because they're fighting against the Lord's men. And the Lord's men we're merely just servants and merely just a mouthpiece of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to give the message, okay, of the scriptures and give warning unto our people, okay? So it's beautiful to see what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing. He's proving that these men ain't shit. I'm gonna want to tell me how. Matter of fact, because his whole thing was, let me look this up. His whole thing was, it's an honor to get kicked out of the synagogue, because he got kicked out the camp, and he takes scriptures and he twists them to mean something that they don't really mean. Well, if that's the case, then how about the men that you casted away from you? Now you on video talking all kind of shit about these same men that you are out on the highways and byways serving with. Again, why is it that you keep attracting these type of men to you? Why is everybody that comes around you all of a sudden wicked, man? You'll hate to think it's you, nigga. You will hate to think it's you. Something about you. Matthew 7 and 15, it says, "Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruit. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit." And that's exactly what's happening with this man and his camp of flunkies. And I can prove it, We go to this nigga channel. So this is the channel of the dude that he was with. Okay. And now it's this dude, it says at Van Ashton. This is a dude where he was on Harmon, a comment board every fucking day, Shalom and everything that he was saying as he was talking shit about us and our camp and the apostles. And now this dude and this Van Ashton guy then clicked up, and then Harmon got another nigga that he dealing with, and now they all going at each other. And it's beautiful, man, because the Lord ain't dealing with you niggas, man, on either side. All you niggas is lost souls. But check this out. Let's look at this Van Ashton nigga's channel, man. This nigga, I ain't gonna play this video because all he do is talk shit the same way Harmon does, but he hurt. He hurt because Harmon ain't dealing with him no more. But these are the type of niggas that you attracting to you, man. I'm going to just play a quick piece of this man's video, and this dude is a straight up bug out. He's a bug out. Listen to this.
Peace and salutations and grace and mercy upon the men.
Oh, Salaki. Hold on. Let's look at this. This dude's bug out. I made it
right by faith.
What is this nigga talking about?
Peace and salutation, grace and mercy upon the men, women, and children, preferably the men that's defending Yahweh Shai, which is the crown, right? Which is guarding.
Nah, shit was all good just a week ago. Y'all niggas was all shalom and all on each other's comment boards and everything. This is the type of nigga that you keep around you, man. Then shit go sour, then you revealing brother's secrets. You know, you talking shit. Let's get that real quick. And then I'm gonna play the video and close it out. That's why you can't go around these type of men. That's why you gotta separate yourself from these kind of men. It says, cause this man was never your friend to begin with. Newsflash. This is Sirach 6 and 7. It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble. Now, the nigga Harmon just wanted some company, man. And then that nigga, his name, I believe, is Ahmad, right? The seer of Ahmad 777 came down to our camp. But after Harmon separated, and then we warned him about Harmon. And then, like, no more than a week or two later, that nigga was down there holding camp with Harmon. You know, so a devil gonna do his thing, man. And he gonna go get and link up with other devils. And that's exactly what happened. The Wadi Habashim Shah for keeping that demon away from us. It says, verse 9, it says, and there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. And that's exactly what Harmon is doing. He putting all your business when you thought you had a friend. All right, y'all on the highways and byways talking shit about the Lord's men. You thought you had a friend, and now everything that you told him, he putting it out there on video, man, talking shit about you. That's what happened when you deal with demons, man. But listen to the type of people that this dude will keep around him. Listen to this.
Yahweh Shai, which is the crown, which is defending Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which is the crown.
He got spirits on him.
That's accepting the new covenant, right? By faith, right? Right? With truth and sincerity, spirit and truth. Right? Which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach, may I add. And what is that? Loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Loving your power, Yahweh, with all of your mind, heart, soul, all of your might, and all of your strength. And using faith, mercy, and discernment, followed by power, austerity, and authority.
Yo, we're going to play some more, but you can tell this nigga is bugged out, man. And then Harmon get on this video screaming like, who taught y'all niggas the new covenant? Who taught y'all that? Did y'all just wake up and y'all come up with that shit y'all selves, nigga? Who taught you the fucking new covenant? Listen, who taught you the names, man? Why are you saying the names Yahweh? Why Yahweh Shai, man? Why do you say all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai by Hashem Kadash, man? Where'd you get that from, nigga? Where'd you get it from? You need to throw all that out too. You know, who taught you this truth? Who woke you up to this truth, man? Why are you trying to take credit for something that's off? Just because we're saying that we're not in a new covenant right now don't mean we disagree with the covenant, that we're not in agreement with Yahweh Shemi Shai. It's just that you don't have the correct understanding of the new covenant, nigga. Listen to the bug out fruit that this man keep around him. Listen to this.
That spiritual power all of you guys are waiting on is within the new covenant. That's high-level spiritual discernment.
What is this guy talking about?
So all of you guys that's approaching the new covenant, guess what? You have no power, no austerity, and authority. None of it.
Why you mad, son? You mad?
Why? Because you are a respectful person and you hold your sword back from blood. Who taught you this truth? You know who taught you this truth. It's hunting season.
All right, that's enough. Yeah, y'all get the point. And then you had this dude on this channel like, man, you a brother, man. You telling this dude he a brother? This nigga's a group of flunkies and demons, and the Lord gonna destroy every last one of you niggas, including you, Harmon. Now he's separating y'all, and the same thing gonna happen to these major camps too that's going off. Judgment must begin first at the house of Israel, man. The Lord is separating you guys and tearing you guys down, man, because your foundation is built upon sand. And then soon he's going to start bringing out that judgment, all right? Because you niggas is off and you speaking ill of Yahweh Shemi HaShai's true prophets. And he going to destroy you for that. That I'm going to say shalom.